The amount of shit that how many times would you say we saved Infinite from the beginning?
I mean, probably like four or five off the top of my head.
Okay, we're only going to talk about the one.
The one
where they wanted to drop the Call of Duty team. Because that to me would have been a definite like. Oh my god, how do we begin? So there was contract issues, and it wasn't so much the contract or the players, but it was more of the person that was representing the players that these people couldn't get along with.
Right.
They wanted to take Dan's hard work in getting us Chipotle, getting us Pepsi, getting us a better deal with Turtle Beach. They wanted to take over that and say, all right, thank you, Dan. See you later. No, here you go.
Right.
It's just like, we're taking over. Goodbye. Like, you're fired, essentially. And Dan obviously said,
were they a part of the deal at first? Did they experience what I experienced where they thought they were coming down here?
Yes.
They thought they were going to be a part of all this.
Yeah, because I told them that they were going to be a part of it. Because why would you get rid of
the people who
got you the biggest sponsorships, who have delivered for you time and time again, and who are not just bringing regular sponsorships, they're bringing fucking Chipotle and fucking Pepsi.
Yeah.
Why would you get rid of them, right? Instead of figuring out a way to do it.
With them, yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, agents sometimes are very forward and what they're supposed to be. Anyway, because of that external factor that had nothing to do with the players, they got to the point to where, like, you know what, we don't even want to deal with that anymore. So we're going to have to let them go.
They sent the email.
No, hold on. Let me fucking tell you how that went down.
Yeah.
I go in there, and I was talking to Cheney and Jay, and they were talking about this. And I'm like, there's nothing to talk about. We're not dropping the Call of Duty team, period. And then I remember they're like, well, we can't deal with them because we have to deal with whatever other external factors are happening in this. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. We're not dropping that team. If you drop the team, I'm leaving too. And if I leave, everybody else is going to leave too. Give me, this was a Friday at around 5 o'clock. I'm like, give me the weekend. Let me talk to whoever I need to talk to smooth shit over so we can continue down the path that we need to go down. Okay. Now, the second, what was it? It was a Friday. On Saturday, I'm outside grilling. My family's coming over. I'm grilling some arrachera, about to make some fire. I get a call from an agent, from their agent, the player's agent, saying, yo, what the fuck? What is this? And I'm like, what? He's like, look at the letter that I just got in the mail. And I'm like, what is it? I'm like, I don't got time. I got my hands full of shit. What is it? He's like, they're going to find a home for the Call of Duty players within the next 2 weeks. And I'm like, I seriously, my heart dropped. And I was like, I cannot believe that they're not even going to give me a chance to smooth within 24 hours. Not even 24 hours. They sent out the email to their agent.
After you told them to wait.
After I told them to wait until Monday. They didn't give a fuck. At that moment, that was the last time I talked to either of them up until recently.
Right.
And the only person I talked to is obviously Cheney. And I was like, I called them immediately, and I'm like, you realize what you're doing, right? Like, this isn't gonna work. Like, you're dropping. I'm like, oh my god, no, you don't even, no, you don't even get it. Okay, I did it wrong. Okay, let's on Thursday, the day before that Friday that I went in there pissed off. I landed on Friday from my fishing trip to Okeechobee with my brother. Right. I was fishing.
I was about to say, I think you were fishing.
And I get a call from someone that says, tell me it's not true. And I was like, what? He's like, tell me that you guys aren't serious about dropping the Call of Duty team. And I was like, no, what the fuck? No, this is just fucking rumors. It's just somebody just stirring up shit. I'm like, no. And I'm like, what? And I repeated to the person, I'm like, what? You think we're gonna get rid of Formal?
Yeah.
A multi-game champion, Crimsix, the winningest player in Call of Duty history, Karma, the only, and then I went down the line to make sure that they understood the severity of the thing. Yeah. And I'm like, you think that I'm gonna let go of my little brother, Scumpy, one of the biggest esports personalities in the world?
Carries not only OpTic on his back, but COD.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yes.
little ginger.
Yeah. I was like, no, there's no fucking way. But I was like this. I'm like, no, there's no fucking way. Actually,
Yeah.
hold on a second. Okay? Hold on a second. Let me call you back. I hang up. I'm on my boat. Oh, not my boat. I'm on somebody's boat. And I'm like, hold on. I call and I'm like, yo, we're not getting rid of the Call of Duty team, are we? And there's like, yeah, you know what? Some things just aren't working out. And I was like, bro, we're not.
Yeah.
I'm like, it can wait. It can wait. So I'm like, all right. So I continue to fish. I get on my plane. My brother and I get on my plane. We come back and immediately walk into the office. That's when I have that conversation. I'm like, what the fuck are we? We're not doing it. 24 hours later, as I'm in front of the grill, I get the call from Dan, and then they tell me that, and I'm like, no. And immediately I got so mad, and I sent out an email. I have the email somewhere. I read the email and the response, and I remember like telling them step by step as to why what they're doing was fucked up.
Right.
And then I told them, I'm like, if you guys proceed with this, I'm gonna leave. And they're like, finally, that's what it's gonna take to get the guy out of the fucking way.
Right.
We need that to happen. We need to get him the fuck out of the. He's causing too much trouble. He's got too much power, too much fucking influence.
Right.
Okay. Undeserved influence, undeserved power. That was just given to me.
Yeah.
I didn't work for 10 years to get that. Just give it away. Twice they tried to get rid of me. Twice. With that. And the other thing was they wanted to offer me a project. I'm not going to talk about it, but they dangled this thing, the silver thing. They're like, dude, look at this. There's fucking lots of money over here. You can go do this. And I'm like, I played chess a couple of times. You know, like I see you coming a mile away. Like this, I helped create this game that you're thinking you're playing with me. So, of course, I entertained it just to see the full scope of it. You know, I wanted to see what it is that they were thinking. I ended up not obviously taking the bait.
Right.
And I continued to be a pain in their asshole for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Now, during all of this, time and time again, I try to offer advice. You know, through intermediaries because I wasn't talking to any of them. But that one was the one, and I had people coming to me, and they're like, "Well, if that happens, we can't continue to do this, okay? From a business standpoint,
like sponsors and
partners, that people, they're like, if this happens, we can't be a part of this,
right?
Like."
People that understand OpTic more than the people running OpTic.
Yeah.
So it would seem.
Yeah, so it would seem. So that ended up going down for like a couple of are you missing anything on your thing, or we wait, when did the Halo thing happen? Was that before or was that immediately after?
From my understanding, the Halo team, the tweet that said we have exited Halo, it was supposed to say we have exited Halo and Call of Duty. It was supposed to be the same time. So this is all around the same. Yeah. Because I remember we went to
fucking war.
We went to some event. I think it was Seattle. There was all this stuff. You had bought a lot of time, but there was all this stuff still going on with COD. Where I remember they were talking about other, like it was the four of them, Formal and all the other three. They were talking about different contracts that different offers that they were about to accept.
Yeah.
And while all that was going on, I remember we had blacked out Avies because as soon as the Halo team got dropped, I didn't know about it until, I knew it was like Rocky, but I didn't know that they were literally just getting dropped until PJ told us the day it's happening. And then they get dropped. You black out your Avi, I black out. The rest of us black out.
Which was a rest in peace OpTic,
right? And Jack joins,
and then Jack joins in the middle.
But that was supposed to be at the same time. because I know for a fact they were renegotiating or trying to get the most out of either drop or get the most out of the Gears guys, the Halo guys, and the COD guys because of they thought that console esports.
You know, I guess we're talking about it, right? Cheney wanted to reverse that,
right?
And he was advised not to.
Wow. Okay. Because I know for a fact, PJ took the first wave of negotiations. They don't have their agents; they were negotiating themselves. He said the negotiations were so absurd that he was just like, "How is this even possible?" He was like, "I've been talking to Hecz for 2 years. Give me Hecz or give me Jay. Give me somebody I can talk to that understands." And they were told, "No, you have to talk to the people we put in charge to be able to talk to."
Mm-hmm.
Then PJ gave up. They get dropped. Then TJ puts out a twit longer that got so much attention that they were put back on the table to be renegotiated.
Yeah,
and,
that was way after what I just said, though.
Right. Oh, okay. To be renegotiated, and they had the roster lock was on Monday, and they tried Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to contact somebody to be put back on the table after they were told.
Yeah,
and there was no response.
Well, no, people only work
right
Monday through Friday.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
In fucking esports.
One of the
first things I told them to do, I'm like, when they said it's like, well, since their employees take 40-hour weeks, I'm like, okay, their weekends are Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
Okay, they work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because in esports, who doesn't? When are tournaments?
Right.
When are tournaments? Yeah. You know.
So I feel like some people don't know the Infinite offices are closed on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. Well, look, I understand the need for free time and personal time. Obviously, I have personal time. Everybody does.
Everyone does, yeah.
And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to pick people who understood that this, although you're not going to be working 8 hours straight, but you will work those 8 hours throughout the day. You don't have to show up to work as long as you do that. Some people are good enough to finish their 8-hour work day in an hour. Yeah. Okay? As long as the job gets done, like, who cares? And that's the atmosphere that you would have created that would have inspired people to really, like, get shit done in a better way.